She bought an old spaceship for 50 credits. The alien owner returned with a shocking surprise. Ships hummed and buzzed, and aliens of every shape and color haggled over goods that ranged from glowing crystals to exotic foods that steamed like mini volcanoes. Humans were rare here, and most of them kept to the shadows, careful not to get trampled or conned. But one human woman, Myra, was not most humans. She walked with her head high, eyes sharp, scanning the rows of used ships like a predator spotting its prey. Her boots clicked on the metal floor as she moved past massive cargo ships, tiny one-person speeders, and a few sleek alien cruisers that looked fast enough to outrun a star. Myra wasn't rich, not even close. Her credits barely covered food and fuel. But she had something else: instinct, a sense for opportunity. And today, something had caught her eye. In the far corner of the market, under a flapping tarpaulin, sat a small, battered spaceship. Its hull was scratched, dented, and painted in a dull gray that had probably once been blue. The metal had patches welded onto it, giving it a slightly crooked look, as if it had survived 100 crashes. Its name, the Wandering Star, was barely visible, painted in fading letters. A small sign hung from the cockpit: 50 credits. Myra stopped. She stared at it. 50 credits for a spaceship, even a small one, that was almost impossible. Most ships cost thousands, even hundreds of thousands, depending on the tech. She walked around the ship, inspecting every detail. The cockpit windows were scratched but intact. The landing legs looked sturdy enough. Even the engine, though old, seemed well-maintained. Someone had obviously cared for this ship, despite its beaten appearance. The seller, an alien with 4 arms and skin that shimmered green and gold, noticed her interest. He waved one arm lazily. "Ah, human, you like this ship. Good price, yes." Myra raised an eyebrow. 50 credits, she tested the words like tasting something she couldn't believe. "Why so cheap?" The alien shrugged all 4 shoulders at once. "Old, slight problems, not many humans can fly it. Too tricky, you try, you crash, easy." Myra smiled faintly. "I like tricky." The alien's many eyes narrowed. "Ha, brave words, many say that, few survive. You maybe," he laughed, a sound like metal clinking together. "I'll take it," Myra said, her voice steady. She handed over the small pouch of credits she had saved for months. The alien's claws quickly counted the coins, then handed her a set of keys, tiny metallic discs that fit into a hidden slot on the ship. As soon as she held the keys, Myra felt a thrill she had never felt before. Owning a spaceship, even an old one, meant freedom. It meant adventure, and more than anything, it meant possibility. The first moments inside the Wandering Star were a mix of awe and confusion. The cockpit smelled faintly of ozone and machine oil. There were buttons, levers, and panels all over the place. Most were labeled in alien symbols that Myra didn't understand, but some had been tagged in human writing, simple words like fuel, start, and shields. Myra sat in the pilot's seat and pressed the main ignition. The ship hummed to life. Lights flickered across the dashboard. A small monitor displayed an alien star map she couldn't read, but instinct told her the ship was alive, waiting. She eased the ship forward. The landing legs retracted smoothly. For a moment, everything felt perfect. She floated above the station's landing pads, watching the tiny figures below. Humans here were rare, but she spotted a few: traders, engineers, a child chasing a drone. None of them seemed to notice her. Then she pushed the throttle forward. Slowly at first, then faster. The Wandering Star responded immediately. She leaned into the controls, feeling the subtle movements, the hum of the engine, the ship's heartbeat. It was more than just a machine. It felt alive. As Myra left Zoreth Station's atmosphere, she noticed a strange energy reading on the ship's sensors. A flicker of light, almost like a pulse, appeared behind her. She frowned. "It's probably just the station's energy field," she muttered to herself, though the voice sounded less convincing than she wanted. But the pulse followed her. No matter how fast she adjusted her course, The energy signature kept pace. It was small, almost invisible, but unmistakable. Someone or something was tracking her. Myra's pulse quickened. She had bought an old ship for cheap, expecting adventure. She hadn't expected this. Hours passed as she traveled through quiet space. The stars stretched like silver rivers against the black, endless night. Myra checked the ship's systems. Everything seemed fine, but her curiosity grew. She opened a panel near the cockpit and discovered a hidden compartment. Inside was a small, smooth cube. It hummed faintly. Myra's fingers brushed it. A holographic image projected into the air, symbols, diagrams, maps. She gasped. What is this?" she whispered. The cube reacted to her touch. Lights ran across the surface like electricity, forming patterns she didn't understand. And then a soft voice echoed in her mind, not through speakers but inside her head. "Intruder detected, authorization required." Myra jumped back. Heart pounding, she stared at the cube. She had no idea if it was dangerous or alive. "Authorization," she said aloud. "I just bought this ship, I don't know anything." The cube fell silent. Then, almost like it had thought better of threatening her, it hummed softly. "Human unusual, survival probability high, access granted." Myra blinked. "Survival probability high, you mean I'm alive?" The cube didn't answer, but small parts of the ship lit up as if in approval. It seemed to recognize her. Somehow, this old ship, this abandoned spaceship she bought for 50 credits, was more than just old tech. It had secrets. The day was ending. Myra adjusted her course, letting the stars guide her. She knew she should probably return to the station and report the strange energy pulse. But curiosity was stronger than caution. Something about this ship called to her. Suddenly, the sensors beeped violently. The energy reading from earlier flared up. It wasn't just a small pulse anymore. A ship had appeared behind her. Not a human ship, something alien. Its hull shimmered with a light she couldn't quite place. Its shape was unfamiliar, smooth and tall, almost elegant in its otherworldly way. Myra swallowed hard. What are you?" The alien ship sent a signal. A voice, clear and deep, filled her mind. "You have taken what is mine. Return the vessel immediately, human." Myra's hands tightened on the controls. She had expected a simple adventure, maybe a few minor problems. She had not expected an alien demanding her ship. "I bought it," she said aloud. "I paid 50 credits. It's mine now." 50 credits? The alien's voice carried surprise and amusement. "You have no idea what you hold. That ship is far beyond human capability. You survived takeoff. That alone is shocking." Myra's pulse quickened. Her adventure had just become dangerous and exciting. The alien was not angry, not exactly. Curious, maybe impressed. But one thing was clear, this was just the beginning. As the alien ship followed her through space, Myra began to understand one thing about humans. They were unpredictable, clever, bold. And sometimes the smallest decisions, like buying a cheap old spaceship, could change everything. The stars stretched ahead. The unknown waited. And Myra, for the first time in her life, felt truly alive. She was about to meet the alien owner of her ship. And whatever surprise awaited her, she knew she would not back down. Myra's fingers tightened around the controls of the wandering star. Her pulse raced. The alien ship behind her shimmered with strange colors, light bending in ways she had never seen. The ship wasn't attacking yet, but its presence was intimidating, almost like a predator observing a smaller prey. "Stay calm," Myra whispered to herself. "It can't do much, can it?" A holographic display flickered to life inside the cockpit. The alien ship was sending a message telepathically. The words were clear in her mind, deep and resonant. "Human, cease navigation. You have taken what belongs to me." Myra took a deep breath. "I bought it," she said aloud, almost defiantly. "I paid 50 credits, it's mine." "You have no claim." There was a pause. Then the voice spoke again, softer this time, tinged with curiosity. "You operated the vessel. You survived takeoff. Incredible. Most humans would have destroyed themselves in seconds. Myra blinked. She had always known humans were adaptable, clever, maybe even lucky. But she had never expected an alien to be impressed by her piloting skills. Before she could respond, a beam of light shot from the alien ship. It wasn't a weapon. It was a scanning beam sweeping over her ship. Alarms went off in the wandering star, red lights flashing across the dashboard. Scanning, 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 Myra muttered. She twisted the ship, ducking and weaving, but the alien's beam followed smoothly, almost like it was alive, reading her movements. Her heart pounded. She had two options: try to outrun it or face it head-on. Her gut told her the alien wasn't hostile yet, it was testing her. "All right," she said, voice steady. "Let's see what you want." Minutes passed and the alien ship matched her maneuvers perfectly. Then suddenly it stopped. A hatch opened and a small craft detached, gliding toward her. The smaller ship was sleek, silver, and almost delicate compared to the bulky alien cruiser. A hatch opened on her ship just as the smaller craft docked with the wandering star. The airlock sealed. Myra's heart raced. She had never interacted with an alien in person before. The hatch opened, and then she saw it. The alien was tall and elegant, with 4 long arms and shimmering green-gold skin. Its eyes were large, like polished obsidian, and they seemed to look right through her. Its presence was both terrifying and fascinating. "You are human," the alien said in perfect English. Though the words were not spoken, they were projected directly into her mind. "And you have survived where no human should have. Remarkable." Myra forced herself to stay calm. You are the owner of this ship." "Yes," it said. "I built it, it was mine. Now it is in your possession, and yet you have awakened it. That should not be possible." Myra frowned. "Awakened it? What do you mean?" The alien gestured toward the small cube in her cockpit. "The vessel is not a simple transport. It contains a sentient intelligence, a guardian AI. Most humans crash before they can even reach the controls. You have activated it. That is unusual." Myra swallowed. She had noticed the cube, but she had not expected it to be alive or important. "Sentient intelligence?" she asked. "Like alive?" "Yes," the alien said. "It is not merely a machine. It knows things, secrets of trade routes, hidden technologies, lost civilizations, and it responds to its pilot. You have impressed it." Myra's mind raced. Secrets. Lost civilizations. Technology humans didn't know about. She had bought this ship on a whim for 50 credits, not knowing she was holding a key to something far greater than her imagination. The alien studied her for a moment, then said, "You must understand. This vessel was experimental. It was never intended for human hands, and yet you have proven capable. That is intriguing." Myra's pulse quickened. She had always prided herself on being clever and resourceful. Now it seemed the universe itself was testing her. Before she could respond, the ship's sensors beeped loudly. Another reading appeared, a group of ships emerging from the nearby asteroid belt. They were not friendly. Space raiders, drawn by the energy signature of the wandering star. Myra's stomach dropped. "Raiders," she muttered. "Great." The alien's eyes narrowed. "They seek what you possess, the AI, the vessel. They are dangerous, but you are capable. Prove it." Myra gritted her teeth. She had faced challenges before, but nothing like this. The raiders were closing in, and she had to rely on the ship, old, strange, and unpredictable, and her own instincts. The first ship fired a plasma pulse. Myra ducked, twisting the controls. The beam hit an asteroid nearby, causing a shower of rocks to scatter through space. The wandering star shuddered, but she kept her hand steady. "Come on," she whispered. "Focus." She realized that the ship responded to more than just the controls. Her instincts, her intuition, even her emotions seemed to influence it. She thought about turning sharply left, and the ship obeyed almost before her hand moved. The raiders fired again, and Myra used the asteroid field to her advantage. She dodged between massive rocks, letting the raiders crash into debris. Sparks and alarms flashed across the cockpit. The alien watched silently, its many eyes tracking every move. Then she spotted an opening. One of the raider ships was isolated, its engines overworked. She took a deep breath and accelerated. The wandering star responded instantly, surging forward. She used a hidden panel to activate a small energy pulse. The alien had built secret defensive tech into the ship, and she had accidentally discovered it. The pulse knocked the raider ship off course. It spun into an asteroid and exploded in a brilliant flash of light. Myra's heart pounded. She had done it. She had survived. The alien tilted its head. Most humans would have been destroyed. You are different. Myra wiped sweat from her brow. Thanks, I guess. The alien moved closer to the cockpit. You must understand, the AI is no ordinary program. It contains knowledge of the galaxy, roots, caches, technologies, even civilizations lost to time. Many would kill to possess it. You have proven yourself capable of unlocking it. Myra's curiosity flared. Unlock it? How? I don't even know what I'm doing. The alien gestured to the cube. It responds to the mind of its pilot. Intelligence, creativity, intuition. You have these in ways most species lack. You are compatible. Myra hesitated. Compatibility? What did that mean? But before she could ask more, the raider fleet regrouped, firing another volley. She twisted the ship, dodging the blasts, and felt the AI respond, its light pulsing, guiding her, helping her navigate the chaos. It was alive. And it was helping her. After several minutes of tense maneuvering, the raiders gave up, retreating into the asteroid field. Myra's hands shook, her chest heaving. The alien's expression was unreadable, half amusement, half admiration. You survived, it said finally. And you have awakened the AI. You are remarkable. Myra exhaled, sinking into her seat. She had bought a cheap old ship for 50 credits. She had expected adventure, maybe a few minor problems. She had not expected an alien confronting her in space. A sentient AI hidden in the ship. A battle against dangerous raiders using skills she didn't know she had. And yet, she had survived. The alien spoke again. You have proven yourself, but this is only the beginning. The AI contains knowledge that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. You must learn to control it. Myra stared at the cube, then at the alien. Her mind raced. Knowledge, power, adventure. It all seemed overwhelming. But one thing was certain. She would not back down. All right, she said, voice firm. I'll learn. Show me what I need to know. The alien tilted its head. Very well, but know this, human, there are others who will seek what you now possess. Some will not hesitate to destroy you. Survival will require more than courage. It will require ingenuity, cunning, and something most species lack entirely. Humanity's greatest strength. Myra's pulse quickened. Humanity. She had never felt it so strongly. Clever, bold, resourceful, humans had survived against impossible odds before. And she would do it again. For the first time, Myra felt that the universe had opened its doors, and she was ready to walk through them. Myra sat in the cockpit of the wandering star, her fingers hovering over the controls. The alien owner hovered nearby, its four arms folded as it observed her every movement. The ship's AI hummed faintly, its light pulsing in a rhythm she could almost feel in her chest. You must learn quickly, the alien said, its voice calm but insistent. The AI contains knowledge that could shift the balance of power in the galaxy, but it is not passive. It tests its pilot. Many fail, many destroy themselves. Myra took a deep breath. She had survived the raiders, survived the alien's first test, and awakened the AI. Now it was time to learn what it could do. She reached for the cube. It floated, almost alive, and projected a holographic display. Stars, planets, and lines connecting them appeared. Symbols she did not understand blinked across the surface, but slowly, patterns emerged. The AI's voice whispered inside her mind. Human, you are adaptive. You approach problems unpredictably. Compatible but cautious. Begin trial sequence. Myra frowned. Trial sequence, she asked aloud. Yes, the AI replied. Simulation. Your understanding of the ship, its systems, and tactical thinking. Failure results in failure. Her pulse quickened. She had survived by instinct before, but now it was a test of intelligence, creativity, and strategy. This is real training, she thought, not just a game. The cockpit lights dimmed, and suddenly the ship's interior changed. Holographic projections surrounded her. Asteroid fields, enemy ships, and intricate navigation routes appeared. The AI was simulating a battle scenario, testing her control over the ship. Myra's heart pounded. She could handle real ships, real raiders, but this simulation felt more intense. Every wrong move would count. She studied the holographic map carefully. Asteroids moved unpredictably. Enemy ships adapted to her actions. All right, she muttered. Think like them, predict. Outsmart. She moved the ship in a sweeping arc, dodging simulated fire, using asteroids for cover. The AI responded, adjusting the holographic environment in real time. It wasn't just a test of reflexes. It was a test of creativity, of thinking beyond the obvious. The alien owner observed silently. Its eyes seemed to glow with faint approval. You are unconventional, it said. I did not expect this. Myra gritted her teeth. She didn't care about approval. She cared about learning, surviving, and unlocking the AI's full potential. Hours passed. Myra's body ached, but her mind sharpened. She discovered hidden functions in the ship panels that opened only when she thought to press them. Energy channels that could boost speed or shields. Even weapons systems she had no idea existed. Each discovery felt like unlocking a secret door, and the AI responded, glowing brighter each time she succeeded. Finally, the simulation ended. The cockpit returned to normal. Myra slumped in her seat, exhausted but exhilarated. You have passed the first phase, the AI said. But there are greater challenges, real threats. Adaptation will be required. The alien nodded slowly. Most species fail here. Humans are unpredictable. That is your strength. But do not confuse luck for skill. You must continue to improve. Others are aware of this vessel. They will come. Myra's mind raced. Others already. Before she could think further, the sensors beeped violently. A message flashed across the screen, unknown ships approaching. High velocity, armed. Myra cursed under her breath. She had barely mastered the AI, and now real danger arrived. The alien said calmly, they are not raiders, they are hunters, elite, seeking the AI. You must escape. Use the ship, use your mind. Myra swallowed hard. She gripped the controls. All right, let's see if humans can outsmart elites. The enemy ships appeared on the sensors, sleek, black, and fast, moving in perfect formation. They had advanced weapons, faster than the raiders, and sensors designed to track the AI's energy signature. There was no obvious way to outrun them. Myra closed her eyes for a moment, centering herself. Think like them, predict, innovate. She flicked switches at random, testing the ship's hidden systems. The AI pulsed in approval. She discovered a rarely used energy channel that could boost the ship's maneuverability, but it would only last seconds. A plan formed in her mind. She would lead the hunters into a nearby asteroid belt, forcing them to react unpredictably, then use the ship's hidden energy pulses to confuse their sensors. The battle began. Myra accelerated toward the asteroid field. Enemy ships followed. Plasma beams flashed. Asteroids tumbled and spun in the chaos. Myra twisted the controls, weaving through the field, the ship responding almost like a living creature. One of the enemy ships fired a missile. Myra activated the ship's energy pulse. It erupted from the hull in a brilliant flash, knocking the missile off course. Another pulse disabled the sensors of a second ship, sending it careening into an asteroid. The AI guided her subtly, projecting holographic suggestions in her mind, but it was her quick thinking and human intuition that allowed her to survive. She ducked, twisted, and used every advantage the old ship offered. Finally, she saw an opening, a cluster of massive asteroids forming a natural choke point. She accelerated, leading the hunters straight through it. The AI pulsed urgently, warning of collisions, but Myra trusted her instincts. The ships followed. Rocks tumbled. Beams flashed. In a chaotic explosion of light and sound, 2 enemy ships collided with asteroids and were destroyed. The remaining hunters retreated. Myra's chest heaved with relief and pride. She had done it. Not luck, not chance. Her ingenuity, courage, and adaptability had allowed her to survive where many would fail. The alien watched silently, then spoke. "Remarkable. Most humans would have perished. You are unpredictable. Your mind adapts in ways no alien could anticipate. This is why humans endure." Myra wiped sweat from her brow, trying to catch her breath. "Thanks. I guess humans can be clever when they have to." The alien's eyes glimmered. "You have unlocked a portion of the AI's knowledge. You are now aware of hidden trade routes, technology caches, and some ancient civilizations. But there is more, much more. You must continue. And soon you will face a choice, one that may define humanity's place among the stars." Myra's pulse quickened. She had expected adventure when she bought the old ship for 50 credits. She had expected challenges, maybe danger, but nothing had prepared her for this. A sentient AI, an alien mentor, and enemies elite enough to threaten her life. And yet, she felt alive. More alive than ever. Hours passed as she studied the AI. It taught her to read alien star maps, to manipulate hidden systems, to predict enemy movements before they happened. Myra learned quickly, combining human intuition with the AI's knowledge. The alien observed quietly, occasionally offering advice. "You do not need to follow instructions exactly," it said once. "Creativity, improvisation, these are your strengths. Most species lack them. Humans excel at them." Myra smiled faintly. She liked that. She liked being human, clever, resourceful, bold. That was her advantage. Suddenly, the AI pulsed with urgency. "Warning, approaching vessel, larger than any before, far more dangerous, prepare for conflict." Myra's eyes widened. "Larger, dangerous, how much more dangerous?" "Unknown, probability of survival low, adapt immediately," the alien spoke. "This is the true test, not a simulation, not raiders. This is a predator of galactic scale. You will need every skill, every strategy, and every ounce of your human ingenuity." Myra swallowed hard. She gripped the controls. "Then let's see if humans can survive the impossible." The stars ahead shimmered as a massive ship emerged from the darkness. It was huge, armored, and bristling with weapons. Its sensors glowed like cold eyes, scanning for the AI. Myra could feel the weight of the challenge pressing down on her, but she did not falter. Humans had survived worse. Humans had endured the impossible. And Myra, armed with her wits, courage, and a sentient AI, would show the galaxy that even a human could outsmart the most advanced alien technology. She took a deep breath. Time to fly. The AI pulsed in response. Probability recalculating, human creativity, unmatched survival possible, Myra smiled. She wasn't just a passenger in this story. She was a pilot, a strategist, a human who could survive where others failed. And the galaxy was about to learn just how dangerous and brilliant humans could be. Myra's heart pounded as the massive ship loomed ahead, dwarfing the wandering star. Its hull shimmered like black glass, bristling with alien weaponry and sensors that glowed with a cold, calculating light. She could feel its presence even without the AI warning her. A predator, unlike anything she had faced before. The alien owner's 4 eyes watched her, calm but alert. "This is no test," it said. "This is real. Your actions now will determine not just your survival but the AI's future and perhaps humanity's place in the galaxy." Myra swallowed hard. She had survived raiders. She had survived elite hunters, But this was something else. A vessel capable of annihilating most ships in a single strike, yet she felt a thrill she had never felt before. She gripped the controls. Humans survive impossible odds. Let's prove it again. The AI pulsed urgently in her mind. Probability of survival low, probability of victory depends on creativity. Human pilot, adapt. Myra's fingers danced over the controls. She knew she couldn't fight this ship head-on. No human ship could. But maybe, just maybe, she could outthink it. The Predator ship advanced, its massive hull reflecting the starlight like a dark mirror. It sent a probing pulse, scanning for the AI. The energy signature from the wandering star pulsed brightly, drawing the alien ship's attention. Myra activated the ship's hidden systems. Panels shifted and lights blinked as the vessel responded, almost anticipating her commands. The AI projected a holographic star map, highlighting every asteroid and spatial anomaly nearby. "I see it," Myra muttered. "We can use the field ahead. Narrow passages, debris, we can make it difficult for them to follow." The alien owner tilted its head, observing quietly. "Clever, but the Predator learns quickly. You must remain unpredictable." Myra smiled faintly. "Unpredictable is human. Let's see if this monster can handle that." She steered toward a dense asteroid cluster. The Predator followed, but its size made maneuvering difficult. Rocks scraped against its hull, and small energy bursts from the AI's hidden systems disabled some of its tracking sensors. Myra's pulse raced. She could feel the AI working with her, suggesting maneuvers, highlighting weaknesses in the Predator's patterns. But she knew she couldn't rely solely on it. Humans survived by improvising, by thinking differently from any other species. That was her edge. As the massive ship fired, Myra ducked behind an asteroid. Plasma beams struck rocks that exploded in fiery bursts, sending shrapnel flying. The wandering star twisted and rolled, reacting faster than the alien ship expected. She smiled. "Not so easy, huh?" The Predator recalculated, changing its trajectory, but Myra was already one step ahead. She activated a hidden energy pulse from beneath the hull, sending a burst of light directly into the Predator's sensors. For a brief moment, its targeting systems went offline. That was all she needed. She darted through a narrow passage between two massive asteroids, a space too tight for the Predator to follow. The ship scraped the rocks, sparks flying, but she made it through. The Predator collided with the asteroids, temporarily halting its advance. Myra exhaled. She had won a small victory, but the AI's voice pulsed urgently. "Danger increasing, larger threat, adaptive." Myra's stomach tightened. Adaptive. That meant the Predator was learning. Fast. "All right," she muttered, gripping the controls tighter. "We need to escalate." The AI projected a strategy. Hidden energy channels in the wandering star could create decoy signals, mimicking the AI's signature to confuse the Predator. But it required precise timing and her human intuition to predict how the Predator would respond. Myra focused. She activated the decoy system, sending multiple false energy pulses in different directions. The Predator hesitated, scanning each signal. It couldn't tell which was real. The AI pulsed excitedly. Human creativity, critical, probability rising. Myra laughed softly. Who said humans were weak? The Predator recalculated, attempting to track her again. She led it into a maze of asteroids, weaving unpredictably. Every move she made seemed impossible to anticipate. Every burst of energy, every sudden turn exploited its programming. The AI fed her subtle suggestions, but it was her ingenuity, her improvisation, that allowed the old ship to dance through danger. Suddenly, the Predator fired a massive energy beam. Myra knew she couldn't dodge it normally. She glanced at the AI. Now Myra combined systems, timing critical. She pressed multiple hidden switches at once, channels she had discovered but never used. The ship vibrated violently. A blinding pulse erupted from its core, enveloping the wandering star in a protective energy bubble. The Predator's beam struck the pulse and bounced harmlessly away. Myra's grin widened. "Ha, not today," the Predator hesitated, recalculating. It had never encountered a vessel like this, a human-controlled ship with sentient AI, unpredictability, and sheer ingenuity. Myra realized she could win this, not by strength, but by being smarter, faster, and more creative than any alien logic. The alien owner spoke suddenly, its voice calm but tinged with admiration. "You have exceeded expectation. Most species would have failed. Humans, you may indeed survive where others cannot." Myra's pulse raced. "Thanks, I just think differently, I guess." The AI pulsed brightly, projecting a new holographic pattern. It revealed a weak point in the Predator's sensors, an opening Myra could exploit. But reaching it would require precise timing, perfect coordination, and courage. Myra's fingers flew across the controls. She dodged, weaved, and then, at the exact right moment, she fired a hidden pulse directly into the Predator's sensors. Its targeting systems failed completely. Confused, it veered into a cluster of massive asteroids. The Predator emitted a low, resonant roar, a sound that vibrated through space like a warning and then slowly retreated. Myra exhaled, her body trembling. She had survived. The alien owner floated closer, its eyes bright. "Remarkable. You have done what I did not expect. You have survived the Predator, not by luck, not by technology alone, by your mind, your creativity, your humanity." Myra smiled faintly, still catching her breath. "So, what now?" The alien's voice softened. "Now the truth. I did not come merely to retrieve my ship. I came to test humanity. This ship, the AI, it was a challenge, to see if a human could awaken the intelligence, survive the trials, and succeed." Myra frowned. "A test? You mean all of this?" "Yes," the alien said. "The ship was not meant for humans. The AI is dangerous, powerful, transformative. Only a species with creativity, intuition, and courage could handle it. You have proven humanity capable." Myra's mind whirled. She had bought an old spaceship for 50 credits, thinking she would have a small adventure. Instead, she had unlocked sentient technology, fought elite hunters, survived a Predator ship, and outsmarted advanced alien tech. "And the AI?" she asked. "What happens now?" The alien gestured to the cube. "It belongs to you now. It will serve you, teach you, protect you. But you must use it wisely. Others will seek it. Your choices will shape the galaxy." Myra's pulse quickened. She looked at the cube, its light pulsing steadily, almost like a heartbeat. She felt a surge of possibility, knowledge, power, adventure, and responsibility. I don't know if I'm ready for all that," she admitted. The alien smiled faintly, a rare human-like gesture. "None are ready at first, but humans adapt, survive, thrive. You have proven that." Hours later, Myra sat in the cockpit staring out at the stars. The galaxy stretched endlessly before her, full of secrets, dangers, and opportunities. The Predator had retreated, but she knew it, or something worse might return. The AI pulsed softly beside her, a loyal companion, a guide, and a key to a future beyond imagination. The alien owner remained nearby, a mentor and witness to humanity's potential. "Remember," it said, "your ingenuity, courage, and adaptability, these are your greatest weapons. You are a human. Never forget it." Myra smiled, feeling a deep pride. Humans had survived where others failed. Humans had thrived where logic and strength alone would have failed. And now, armed with the AI and her old spaceship, she would explore, discover, and prove that humanity's place in the stars was not only deserved, it was inevitable. She flipped the controls, adjusted the ship's trajectory, and whispered to herself, "Time to see what we can really do." The stars stretched ahead, endless and full of promise. Myra's adventure had begun. The galaxy would never be the same. And humanity had won its first victory, not through power but through ingenuity, courage, and the heart of a human being. End of Part 4.